Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. And so for the last little while I've been doing budget decks. I typically do very janky type of decks. I wanted to actually play a good deck, kind of for once. I don't usually play really good decks, and this is probably the best deck in standard right now. There's a lot of other decks that are coming in trying to beat this one, and a lot of them are doing it successfully, but overall I think this is probably the best deck in standard for best of one. I think also for best of three, if you just add a good sideboard to this, it works really well. But I wanted to go ahead and take this into ranked for a little bit. It's a new season. This is July 1st I'm recording this. It'll probably come in actually probably like July 4th I think is the day it'll be coming out. So happy Independence Day. How are you guys all doing? I actually have the American flag already on this for that. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this deck, what it is, why this one is so powerful, and we're going to be trying actually to win games now instead of just kind of like having fun playing Magic, which I mean, I am going to still have fun playing Magic. It is fun to win and play good decks as well, but I kind of want to prove that I'm actually not just like a bad Magic player, that it's usually because I'm playing janky decks. So just believe me, okay? I'm good. Anyway, this deck, a few really good key cards that come from M21 that kind of like fill in all the slots of the typical BANT wrap type of deck. Jolrael, really powerful in here, where it's another just good threat in the early game that if it goes unanswered, it's also going to create a board full of 2/2 cats, which is, as soon as if you get this out keep it out for like 3 to 4 turns, it's probably going to finish the game for you, or at least put you in a really good position where the rest of your deck will finish the game for you. And so Jolrael, I think, is a fantastic inclusion to this deck. I think it's perfect as a 2-of. It's really powerful. I was seeing Scavenging Ooze in this deck as well for as a couple of, but I think Dovin's Veto works really well in this slot. Growth Spiral, Hydrocrasis. There's a bunch of just really powerful cards into this in the early game where we get to ramp up, we get to draw cards, which all add in for the Jolrael, where we get to draw some cards and do cool things. And then of course we have 3-mana Teferi Time Raveler. I'm not going to dive too far into these cards because they're amazing. You guys know what's going on. We're ramping up, we're doing cool things. 2 copies of Shadow this guy, and then we get Teferi Master of Time for 2 copies here, which Teferi Master of Time I think is like the perfect it takes the slot of like a Chemist's Insight, in my opinion, where like if you wanted a 4-mana draw 2 cards, Teferi Master Time is 4-mana draw 2, discard 2, but then it can also potentially hit creatures and phase them out. It can also potentially get up to -10 and take 2 extra turns, which I have done with this deck already. And so it actually is a fantastic card. If it goes unanswered, you're going to be taking 2 extra turns, which is so hard to beat. All of a sudden, you're just be getting out all your Planeswalkers, which we have Nissa, we have Teferi, we have the other Teferi. You can get Jolrael going, and then you can also just get to like your Ugin the Spirit Dragon, which is why we're ramping in the first place. 1 copy, I think, is right for this deck, where it's not the biggest thing, but if it does hit the battlefield, you can exile so many different things. We do want to try to keep all of our Planeswalkers alive. Like, we do have a lot of permanents that help us keep value on our board, but at the same time, you can also just use the +2 ability, deal 3 damage to any target, the -10. You gain X7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So really powerful. And then also we have Shark Typhoon. Shark Typhoon, just the perfect filler for this. And actually, a lot of times, like the win condition, this deck has quite a few win conditions. So we have Uro, we have Jolrael, we have big Hydrocrasis, we have Nissa, which is pretty consistently just like a game finisher for us. It also ramps us up to other big things. And then Shark Typhoon. So like those are all really powerful game ending cards that can just close out games really quickly. So this deck is powerful. It is busted. It's honestly like really fun to play, just because you are winning in different ways. You're winning with sharks, you're winning with, Nissa hitting in, like all this stuff that it has been around for a little bit of time, but at the same time, like I still don't ever get tired of just killing people with big sharks. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just think it's fun. And so we're going to be jumping into some more gameplay here, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure that you guys like and subscribe this video, and wish me luck as we get into the gameplay. Here we go. All right, I'm getting slow, bro. So yeah, I only got to platinum last time, and so I'm in gold right now. So I'm hoping to get through all of this really quickly. So go ahead and keep this. The nice thing about gold is, like, even if you have a 50% win rate, you should be ranking up pretty quickly. So starting out with the Hollow Fountain tapped, so we can get to in case we find a Growth Spiral. So Temple Garden tap, pass the turn. All right, Lucky Clover. So this is Soul Tie Lucky Clover. Interesting. I wonder if red will be coming down at some point too. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and Teferi Time Raveler, bounce that, slow them down. Lucky Clover is a really good card that we don't want them to have out for at least a couple more turns. We don't have like amazing answers for things that are cheaper because like Elspeth Conqueror's Death hits everything else. So the main game plan here is just to outvalue them at this point. So let's go ahead and Uro first. I want to see if I want to shock in this breeding pool or not. If we find like Rose Spiral, we're going to want to. Nope. So let's go breeding pool tapped. And I guess we can also get out another tapped land now so we don't have to shock ourselves. Then we'll Fable Passage on the next turn. We do want to get to, you know, a decent number of lands, so I'm not like trying to thin out our deck just yet. We have quite a few cards. We do get like Shark Typhoon for the next turn if we wanted to go for that, which might be able to just outvalue them. They do have blue, so like Brazen Bar or something we have to worry about a little bit. Let's go for like Nissa might just be the best play though. It probably is. All right, let's go for Nissa. Let's untap. How much mana do we end up having? We could go for... We don't quite have enough for Uro. So let's just go for Hollow Fountain untapped. Swing in. Down to 15. Pass the turn. A lot of value on the board. Gonna be difficult for them to deal with. Lots of good stuff in hand as well. All right, Uro comes down. Lucky Clover is still really interesting here. Brazen Borrower definitely good. It can hit both of these guys, bounce the Hollow Fountain. Like, there's a lot of good stuff they can do. All right, Murderous Rider. That's probably even worse. So killing both of these guys. So leaving Teferi, interesting. All right, let's go ahead. We can make a shark, a 1/1 shark right now. Do we want to do that? Or do we just want to bring it out onto the battlefield and like try to outvalue him that way? Let's just go for Forest. Yeah, we'll let it resolve. That's fine. All right, they're taking a little bit of damage.
I must go.
Down to 14. Is it worthwhile to go ahead and kill this Lucky Clover right now? Make them recast it again so they can't get too much value. Activate. We'll grab an island. Let's go ahead and play Shark Typhoon. We do have a little bit of an issue of it not staying on the battlefield for very long. Let's go ahead and just keep it up. All right, so yeah, I am playing this live as well. What's up, Sandor? What's up, Mr. Bomb? What's up, Turtle Power? How are you guys all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I got right into the gameplay with this one as we're live today. Just wanted to play like actually decent decks for today, so. Double Lucky Clover. Ugh. It's really not great. All right, they're gonna grab a lot of sideboard cards, but can we close out this game before they go too far? Exiling up to 3 target enchantments, so we don't want to play the other Shark Typhoon yet. Noted. We might go for like Elspeth Conqueror's Death, just to make things cost more for them and to be able to get back. I guess that's another enchantment. The Elder Spell as well. Love Struck Beast. 3 1/1s. This is a good deck. What's up, Abdal? What's up, Artsox? How you doing? How close am I to Uro? I think I actually can get there this turn. Grab a Plains, play... It's a lot of good cards. Thought Distortion. This spell can't be countered. Target opponent reveals their hand. Exile all non-creature, non-land cards from the player's hand. So maybe we're just going for a big Shark Typhoon. Let's try to draw a card.
I've got it.
We can still play Uro from the graveyard on the next turn. They're going to be dealing with quite a bit of stuff, so I think probably Shark Typhoon is our best play that actually like helps us win. We're going to lose Elspeth Conquers Death, Shadow Skies, but those aren't that big of a deal. How many of them are they going to play on one turn? They don't have that much mana. So I think that we just pass the turn, go for the big Shark Typhoon. If they cast things with big expense, yeah, so now we get to Shark Typhoon for 5. Put out a big boy, only 1 mana left. They do get to kill Teferi if they swing all in.
Fight on without me.
Interesting, and they have a lot of card value in hand. We might be able to still close out this game. So swings 2 at Teferi, swings 1 at face. We'll block the one swinging at face.
Now what?
It's a lot of Uro. We don't think we need another one right now. Okay, we can still play Uro from the graveyard. So let's go ahead and Uro number 1. Get a land out. I'm trying to find spells to cast as well. All right, swing in first. Down to 9. Yeah, Uro from the graveyard.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
What's up, Maverick? How you doing? What's up, Carlos? How the heaven is everybody? All right, they're gonna have to deal with Shark Typhoon, but they also have to deal with what's on the board as well. Like Falmar Knight does deal with Uro, right? So they do Barrier Breach first. Yeah, we don't get any more sharks. Brazen Barber gets to kill this and that. They drop to 5. What's our best draws now? Yeah, that Fate of Wishes was definitely brutal. What's up, Readable Perfection? How are you doing? Okay, 26. Teferi, Master of Time. Well, let's do that. I think now we're digging for board wipe or like Jewel Rail, something like that. We'll discard. Let's see, we can play Teferi and Gross Bottle for 2 card draw. Or just even ticking up here. Let's go for... Yeah, I dropped the Uro. Teferi.
I'm known for my excellent
So card draw is going to be annoying for us. We can put both Lucky Clovers away, so they still have to at least play one out beforehand. Falmar Knight, they may end up dealing enough damage to themselves. I'm not sure how they actually gain life with this. It's Murderous Rider, probably. We could just bounce a token. Have it be dealt with. Edgeling Keeper is so cheap, it doesn't really matter. We'll go ahead and just bounce Lucky Clover. Try to go for there. Now we find it. Yeah. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, this is one of the harder matchups, I think, for the BANT ramp deck. I mean, we're definitely still in the game, for sure. Yeah, plays it out, draws cards. Holding up the Teferi so we can have some interaction. Falmar Knight. Draws another card. Lucky Clover. Yeah, that's a little bit of card draw they've got going for them. We do have the Shadow Disguise, so I mean that's going to come at the right time. They also have Elder Spell, which is kind of annoying. So let's see how they attack. All right, I'm going to draw a card here first, just to see if we have something else better to discard. So we'll decline. Yeah, just tick up here. Discard a card. Lose this to Fairy. This goes down to 3. Draw a card first. Shark Typhoon. How much mana do I have? I think I can Shark Typhoon and Shatter the Skies, which I mean doesn't really work, I guess. I can play it after the fact, and that's fine. Yeah, Shatter the Sky. So do I play out Shark Typhoon as is? They may not have any more interaction with it. They're probably gonna have more creature removal than enchantment removal at this point. Really don't know though. Pass the turn. We get to draw some cards. Actually, just discards anyway. We'll see. Lucky Clover number 2. It does fill the graveyard for Uro for us, I guess, a little bit. All right, going for the sideboard again. Oh man. Oh, is the background sound a little too loud here? I can turn this down a little bit. Yeah, resolving. Peer into the Abyss. Teferi's Tutelage. Those are just all in the sideboard. So they can do it all at instant speed. That is very interesting. And they have the negate. Wow. All right, that's hard to beat. Dude, this deck looks brutal. I've not actually seen like a Sultai adventure deck, but not too shabby at all. They're just playing this out. So not having anything to draw, I'm not sure if we might just hit the wrong thing here, but we still take up to Fairy. Yeah, discard. There's the Dovin's Veto. That would have been nice to have. All right, go Joel Rail. Uro.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
Yeah, maybe they mess up. Yeah, they have enough mana to be able to do everything here. I guess now we tick up again. Yeah, all right. So they should have us. The Teferi's Tutelage. If we had, the Dovin's Veto was the one card that we had a shot on because it can't be countered back, and we would have drawn it, but I ticked up with the Teferi. Again, I know that's a mistake, but at the same time, like I think you always go for extra value on board. The odds of that being the Dovin's Veto are really, really slim, so it's better just be trying to get to -10. I mean, at this point, I don't know what's better, but oh well. They should be able to go for it. I mean, they did see that we have Dovin's Veto in the deck, and so they may be a little bit worried about going for it here. Fairy Tutelage, yeah. And we can still draw another card, so I guess we try to draw in response and try to hit it. All right. What are the odds of it being in these top 2 cards? We're going to go ahead and draw now. We found it! We found it! Oh my gosh! Okay, we're in this game. We're in this game. Whoo! Okay. Oh man. Yeah, that's a new emote. Yeah, we've got a lot of subs recently, and so we got some new emotes. Have a few more coming potentially as well. Found the Dovin's Veto. All right, they don't have mana held up for Elder Spell. This Teferi is going to go off here pretty soon. That was all the Dovin's Vetoes that we have, though. And how much damage can we get in? Hydrate Krasis as well. Okay, so Krasis X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They scoop? Whoa, I'm actually kind of surprised. All right, sweet. Dude, that was such a... I thought for sure we were losing that game. I will take it. All right, so far with this deck, I think I am... I've played like 8 games with it now, and I've won, I think, 6 out of 8. All right, up against Kernel Error. Being on the play with like a 3-drop is pretty good. Being on the play with a 4-drop isn't as amazing. We do get a Scry. We have 2 tapped lands anyway, and we have Shadow the Skies on turn 4. So I'm gonna keep and hope that we're not dead by turn 4. Another tapped land. I think we need to stop hitting lands. We need to try to find interaction or Growth Spiral or Uro. All right, we'll go Castle Vantress tapped, pass the turn. If we can stick this Master of Time on turn 4 and keep it alive, and then Elspeth Conquers Death for the next turn, that's quite a bit of value. We'll see how many counter spells they're playing. That is one thing about BANT and Ramp, is that if we're running up against like a mirror match, not a ton of counter spells typically. All right, that's pretty good play. They do get to just kill it again, but I think we're fine with that. We get to draw... Actually, are we fine with that? Because we could just tick up, make him not be able to cast stuff at instant speed. I mean, opponent's skipping up anyway. That is one of the downsides of playing decks like this. Actually, one of the upsides is that people just scoop because they don't want to see it played. So if you're trying to rank, sometimes just like playing out Teferi on turn 3, it gets a lot of people to scoop. It's kind of surprising. All right, up against Stitch Fix, and keeping this, we get Joriel into Growth Spiral. I am going to go for the Joriel first, or the, yeah, just to start, because it's really good if you get to keep it onto the battlefield for a little bit. I think we're going to try to hit lands just along the way. I'd rather find a bit more action. 2 Joriels isn't amazing. All right. They're going to have the shock. Just watch. Which we can go for Joriel number 2 on the next turn. Every time. Everyone always has the shock. What's up with that? It's just rude. What do you think about the Ugin reprint? I'm in between with it. I think it's really good and busted. It's also not too terrible, but also very terrible. If that makes sense at all. All right, I think we're gonna go for Joriel again. Another Growth Spiral. That is more card draw. I think we'll put that to the bottom. We have 2 turns of draw with Joriel at least here. We're gonna try to keep this alive. If we get to have the next 2 turns keeping this alive, we should win. Teferi, the issue with Teferi is it comes out, it bounces Robber, and immediately gets killed. All right, they got Stomp as well. Historic is really fun for sure. All right, so I could just tick up on Teferi, make them like force them to have to deal with it. Land to the bottom, because like then they're gonna be scared of the instant speed board wipe, right? And so that can just send a lot of damage not at my face for a little bit. You always lose the deck intro. Yeah, I actually started the intro pretty early on this one too, so it's fine. Swings in. Hey, another land off the top. What the crap? Okay, this is a lot of lands. That's not cool.
I've got time.
So let's grow spell and draw. If we find... Okay, so we can play that. So yeah, I guess we shock ourselves twice. Ugh. That was so many lands in a row. That is not cool deck. Alright, discard Hollow Fountain. Can Shark Typhoon save us? I don't know. Torbrand. Alright, let's see how they attack. Teferi adds a very interesting dynamic to all this. Swings there. Swings there. Alright, so we just phase out Runaway Steamkin. Keep this Teferi alive at least. I can create a 4/4. Let's draw now. More lands. Is a 4/4 good enough? It's not actually a good game here. So I could grow Spiral to try to draw into Shatters as well. Not Shatters. So now I can create a 2/2, block Runaway Steamkin, take 8. Uro for the next turn for Shatter as well. So we'll go ahead and pass the turn here. If they have Embercleave, we're dead for sure. They also have Castle Embereth. So yeah, that is game. Let's see here. There's the Shatter. So we did find it. Did we tick up with Teferi? Not this time because they killed it, right? So, all right, that's the game. Yeah, mono red's still really good. We definitely, I mean, the thing is like if mono red becomes a bigger issue, everything like that, you just start adding more Shadow of the Skies, maybe a little bit more stuff. Like we definitely, I think, are favored against mono red. Probably more in like best of 3 than best of 1, but that's fine. All right, no green mana. We do get a Scry in to try to dig for the Growth Spiral. Then we could have a pretty early Nissa if we do find it. So like this could be amazing. We do get some, like I could draw for at least 2 here for nothing just to try to hit the green mana too. So like Scry, we get 3 digs for green mana. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. This is definitely a risky keep, but I want to see if we can pull it off here. All right, not green mana to the bottom. We either hit green mana or like hopefully Teferi in some lands. 3 mana Teferi. This deck is full of lands, so we should be able to find something. There we go. Pass the turn. All right, Growth Spiral. There's another Shatter. Sweet. That's going to be good here. Octavian, your 5th favorite sexy Arita streamer. Thank you. Man, I think at one point I was 7th, so I'm really happy I'm 5th now. Just saying. Success. We Growth Spiral now? I mean, I guess I could potentially Dovin's Veto something, so pass the turn. That's not lands. This deck, as I was saying before, this deck is full of lands. We've already been able to draw quite a few. Only 2 in the opening hand. Give me the Shadow! Alright, Uro lets us stay alive for the life gain, I'm pretty sure. Land! Come on! Where's the land? Okay, last game we got flooded. This game we're getting mana screwed. Just makes sense, you know, every once in a while they're just like, nah, you can't actually play Magic. Not today, sir. So rude. Alright, so 7, 10, down to 6. Uro did help land. I'll have to shock myself. He gets a 3/3. If they find Questing Beast, we're dead. What in the world? I mean, that's just game, right? We can't do anything about this now? That's the dumbest thing in the world. If this is finally the land. Alright. Alright, good game. I'll let him kill me. Oh, that was just brutal. We had like all the best pieces in hand too. Like we had all the answers, or at least a good number of answers. All right, they're taking their time. We're gonna go ahead and concede. All right, up against Kimmy. So I know that the shuffler is really annoying. We're definitely keeping this. But at the same time, like I was playing Magic with some friends last night, and in one game, the same guy who I don't think we keep that. I think we need to hit more lands now. The same guy in one game hit 7 or 8 lands in a row, and then on the next game had to keep a 1-land hand because it was you know, just in case they try to counter this, let's just go ahead and do it main phase. Get some more scrying. Yeah, Growth Spiral is probably our best play for next turn anyway. Anyway, and then only had 1 land hand. He had a mulligan down to like 4 or 5, but then couldn't hit another land for 9 turns. And so like, you know, I know it does get annoying, but sometimes it's just how it is. All right, Growth Spiral again. I'm going main phase just because sometimes people do counter this stuff. I'd rather make sure that I get out the temple. If we find like Dovin's Veto, I get to know if I want to shock this in or not. And so we do want to shock it in. Nissa to the bottom. Hollow Fountain untapped, pass the turn. So now we'll do it at instant speed. Yeah, we're a little bit ahead at the moment. A few Growth Spirals that all hit. Pretty sweet stuff. It'll be, what, like turn 4 Nissa? Not too shabby. Opponent scooping it up. Yeah, we just got really far ahead. They don't know if we have anything good in hand, but they must not have had interaction, so that's okay. Ranking up pretty soon. Keeping this past the turn up against Galahad. Galahad the Wise. Bring it on. Let's go Temple of Enlightenment. I don't think we need more lands at the moment. And Chef Lord, please share. Yep. Alright, Breeding Pool. Yorion. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pass. Do it at instant speed. They could still have counter. Omen. We're letting him have a little bit more information about what we're doing, so I should wait a little bit more, but I'm just impatient. Okay, people? Deal with it. So here's the question. Teferi can bounce Gilded Goose, but this Teferi, if it goes unchecked for a while, is so good. So I think we're going to go for Teferi Master of Time instead. And nothing can kill it at the moment, so yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and pay to Teferi. The Teferi. So they could have Mutate, which could be annoying. Let's go ahead and drop a Breeding Pool. What's my favorite card in Standard right now? Veto. Sir Conrad is still like Veto, Sir Conrad, and Krenko right now are all like at the top, you know? So it's a tough choice. All right, we're gonna keep taking up with Teferi. Oh man, get there, sir. Let's go ahead and drop. Is it another Shadow of the Skies? Like I do want lands. We can drop 1 more land, I think. Let's drop Shattered. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent's gonna scoop it up. Yeah, if they don't have an answer for the Teferi, that's actually something I've noticed as well, is I try to play a little bit faster. Because I'm talking through everything and everything like that, I definitely play slower. But sometimes when you're playing a deck like this and you just let people ruminate on like, man, what are all the amazing things they can have in their hand? They're trying to decide what they should discard. There's no way I can deal with that. I'm scooping out of here. And sometimes that's just like all you need to just win the game. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, keep this. We have a turn 4 Nissa. And some scrying and drawingness. Yeah, and still less broken than the 3 mana Teferi. It is the truth. All right, 3 mana Nissa, or turn 3 Nissa. I guess we keep it. Or not turn 3. Can I do turn 3? I don't think so. Either way, we get more ramp. I'm fine with more ramp. They're shocking that in, so pass the turn, see what they do. Just in case, I've seen flash decks counter really aggressively for the growth spirals and stuff. I want it to resolve. I don't have any counter spells or anything like that in hand to hold up, so I'm fine resolving my spells instead. All right, go the Fabledest of Passages. All right, now we'll pass the turn. Having 2 in hand, we're pretty good. We still have Nissa. I'd almost rather them counter this instead of anything else. All right, mill some stuff. We're gonna say it's not anything good that we want, so we're not gonna grow spiral now. It's an Uro. We did want that. All right, pass. Thieves Guild Enforcer. This is Dimir Flash. I'm intrigued to see how good this deck is. Take 2. That's fine. This will eventually have Death Touch. Nissa should be a pretty good answer for it. Counter spells will be annoying. Let's judge how many. Okay, they do have interaction. Also Conquers Death is meh. A Breeding Pool tapped. Grow Spiral. If it's Quench that they have, though, we should be able to get enough lands potentially out here. So play it, tap, pass the turn. If we find one more land, we have Nissa and 2 mana. Or we can hold up Shark Typhoon, which can't really be interacted with. Or we can just Uro from the graveyard. That's also not bad. If we Nissa, we can also Uro from the graveyard, huh? All right, so let's go green. Green. All right, we're gonna see if they have counterspell here. This is the biggest upside that we can get, and so we're gonna go for the biggest upside. All right, they have Drown in the Lock. That's cool. That is one thing. Uro does kind of dodge out the Drown in the Lock. Also, we won't have as many things in the graveyard. So we probably do go for Uro this turn. All right, go Uro. Oh, Cardboard Live. Yeah, I actually need to turn off Cardboard Live. Sorry about that. My extensions, I need to improve upon them. So do we find a land here? If we find land, we shock in stuff. No, all right, so play it tapped. We will play Joriel as well. More rogues, double Uro to the graveyard. All right, Elspeth Conquers Death can also bring things back, so that's gonna be nice. We may just, and we have a lot of value in hand. How much of it can they deal with? That is the question. Dovin's Veto. All right, so I want to draw a card for the Joriel, so we're gonna go for Teferi Master Time. Yeah, okay. I could also draw just swinging with Uro, right? Yeah. On the draw, we gotta mulligan that. This is good. So keep this. We dropped Teferi Master Time. It is great, but I'd rather go Teferi into Shatters. We don't have any white mana though, actually. So like, I want to have the Shatters, but this is also 2 removal that we have in hand. So never mind. We dropped that. We're on the tempo plan, and they're also ramping. Rude. A Scry for white manas. Oh, we don't actually have this Teferi, do we? That can get us there. Yeah, that gives us Teferi on turn 3. Bond of Flourishing. Not a lot of cards in hand. I didn't see how much they mulliganed. Pass the turn. Radiant Fountain is a really interesting card. All right, Solemn Simulacrum. All right, so this is Ugin Ramp, just straight up Ugin Ramp, which means that we're gonna have to find Dovin's Veto or Elspeth Conquers Death. Elspeth Conquers Death does just completely shut down Ugin, so like we're not terribly worried about it. We're worried if they have like a bunch of them in hand. That's when it could get pretty not great. All right, Temple of Mystery. Scribe for what? Arrow's not bad. All right, Fable Passage. Crack this, grab white mana. We're gonna play this Teferi still. Even with them like swinging in at Solemn Simulacrum, this is just gonna help us filter out, do everything we need to. Let's drop the Uro. Pass the turn. Hydroid Crazy. All right, swings 2 at this Teferi. That's fine. We'll just keep ticking up right now. More lands. Tap land, though. We can find other lands. We need to find board wipe, I think, now. Shark Typhoon's not terrible. Draw a card. Still, we don't have double white mana, so even if we find board wipe, it's not great. This does let us get to 6 mana. So we can go to Teferi, Growth Spiral. We can still do that and try to hit another land. What do we bounce though? Like, that's the question. Hydrocrisis is just really annoying. We can Shark Typhoon and Chump Block. We can give him another Hydrocrisis turn. That also doesn't feel amazing. Let's go ahead and Growth Spiral, try to find something else. Another land. So X2. I could phase out, block here. I think that's the turn. Pass the turn. And then we get to Shark Typhoon. Hopefully deal with something else along the way. Okay, Paradise Druid. So they're missing both of it because they know that we have the phase out potentially. So yeah, so X2. We do let them draw a card. Yeah, phase out Hydrocrisis. Block you. And now probably Jolrael into Teferi. Or Uro. Can we Uro as well? Oh. I just barely saw what's in hand. That's a Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's bad. Alright, so tick up then. We might just go for a big Hydrocrisis. Hydrocrisis of theirs is already... Yeah, we can't even play Shadow Sky, right? Yeah, so Shadow Sky goes away. I think we just try to draw cards, make him have to deal with this too. It's a 4/4 to block. So they have to Ugin, and then we try to dig for Elspeth Conquers Death. So draw 2, gain 2. Yeah, play land. Not a terrible turn. Yeah, so Ugin isn't like the best play for them here, but they also can't kill Teferi, so they've got to do something. So Ugin comes out, they probably just deal 3/2 Teferi, actually.
It's fragile and fleeting. Cherish what little you find.
All right, so yeah, swinging with Hydrocrisis first. Gonna make ours die first. So here's a question. We could let Teferi die. Let's go ahead and draw a card first. See what else we find. Okay, we don't need double Jolrael. If we let it die, they have to negative X on 2, which gets rid of their board as well. Which means that, because otherwise Hydrocrisis can just hit in, slow them down a ton. We have Shark Typhoons to hit in on later turns as well. So I think we actually say no blocks. Teferi's gonna die no matter what. I'd rather him tick down.
I've learned my lesson.
They do have reach here. I can Teferi, bounce, hit, try to dig for Elspeth Conquers Death. All right, so yeah, they kill everything. It's still at X5. We can Shark Typhoon for a... that's not bad.
Not too dangerous to roam free.
All right, Nissa.
I will protect the virtue of this world.
On the island.
The land shall conquer you.
This lets us still hit a pretty big Shark Typhoon. Maybe I should have gone for the forest. And this also does dodge Ugin, except for the +1. So they're going to be able to do it. Attack.
Your disposition is noted.
So he can't kill Uro, though. Unless I have another Ugin. In which case, Shark Typhoon's going to be better. So let's pass the turn. Just go for the Shark Typhoon. X4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So X3. Okay, 3 to Nissa.
Do not ignore my draconic challenge.
Another Ugin. All right, so they did have the other Ugin. 3 more damage at this Nissa.
Always consider the consequences of your
All right, so we do this now while we still have the ability. So, X3.
Consider this a warning.
Nissa would have been pretty good there. I can just throw out the Shark Typhoon itself. So either way, we're attacking at Ugin. They've already hit 2 Ugins. Typically, the people are only playing 2, typically only playing 3 in this type of deck. So we've dealt with most of them. If we play out Jolrael, they just -2 and everything dies except for the island. So yeah, I think we Shark Typhoon. Or do we hold it back for potentially another Ugin? I mean, if they do go for that, the island stays on board. So I think we actually just play out Shark Typhoon. It's not any value right now, but it's a lot of value for later. We're going to try to go for that. I'm not sure that's a better play. I've not played against the Ugin that much, so I'm kind of intrigued as far as what's the best thing to be doing here. All right, takes up.
My flames burn beyond.
I guess that is an issue. They can just keep doing that, huh? All right, Jolrael. I'm worried that they may have a Shark Typhoon of their own. So swing at him again. All right, so bring him down to 2. He still can -2, kill everything, but not the Uro. So I actually want Uro on the battlefield. And it also lets us create another token. Just a little bit more threats on the board. This pace 6 actually is going to come into play a little bit soon. So he can tick up, kill like Jolrael or the Shark, and kind of deal with stuff. Okay, trying to draw as much as he can. Teferi bounce Uro is pretty good play for us. Okay, what does Ugin do? And the Grazer. Kills the Shark. Okay. Rude.
Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Alright, Temple of Enlightenment, see what's on top. Get that out of here. Teferi.
Show remorse. I'll show this.
Yeah, I think we still have to bounce the Uro.
That's more like it.
Dovin's Veto's not bad. Okay, I'll attack at Ugin. We bring him down to 1. He does get to kill something else, but it's also going to be hard for him to deal with much. Oh, there's else with Conqueror's Death. Well, now we get to draw it. Having ECD down could be pretty nice for us in general. Let's just go for that. Create another Shark Typhoon. They're gonna have to find another Ugin, which they could find, but I mean, like, they've already found 2. They're not even through half of their deck yet, so the odds of them finding another one should be really slim, right?
This land, we are all
Dovin's Veto might have been pretty nice there. Oh well. All right, so Nissa, tons and tons of mana. They could play Ugin twice. And then we need to just finish it out along the way. So Jolrael actually pretty sweet here. If we can just draw a bunch of cards, Ugin or Uros let us redraw.
the land fights for us.
Yeah, opponent skips it up. Yeah, because yeah, everything gets base power, or is it base power? So it doesn't actually give the pump. Yeah, whatever. All right, that was a great one to finish it on, though. That was a sweet game. I was worried that we did get to see playing through an Ugin. And my MTG assistant isn't on right now, so I don't actually get to see all of my wins and everything. But I think so far I've played like 15 games with this, and I've lost 4. So in this one, I won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lost 2. And so, I mean, definitely a pretty good, you know, win-loss ratio with this deck, even in best of 1. So overall, liking this deck a lot. It's really powerful. It's fun to actually play decent decks. Like, I'm not a terrible Magic player. Like, I know I made probably a lot of mistakes. Everyone's gonna be in the comments being like, we hate you. That's okay. So this is the deck list for this one. I'm going to go ahead and be putting it up into chat, and it's down in the description down below. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, go like and subscribe on my channel as well. And if you guys are, come join us on stream sometime as well. Anyway, we're going to be jumping into some new stuff. Thanks so much, and see ya.